test. Americans spent over $440 billion on pharmaceutical products during 2016. According to the FDA, there were over 59,000 deaths and over 270,000 serious complications in 2017 attributed to adverse events caused by those pharmaceutical products. Many Americans often have questions about pharma products. Finding accurate, complete, reliable, and up-to-date answers is difficult, even for trained professionals. We are building a system that delivers better answers, faster, in one place. Many users go to their favorite search engine. There are several problems with this approach. First of all, search engines are optimized to sell advertising revenue, not to provide accurate information. Second, search engines do not curate the data presented to user. User has no guarantee on the accuracy of data. Just because a website has some content posted does not mean that such content is accurate, much less relevant to the user's search. Third, providing user with thousands of pages of results does not help user understand the context of the results. There is no mechanism to filter and select specific types of results of interest to user. Fourth, many files available from government agencies are not indexed by the search engines. This leaves thousands of high-quality databases out of reach of the search engines. Some users may go to their closest public or academic library, or their websites. There are several problems here. First, libraries organize information in ways that make sense to librarians, not necessarily to users. Second, the information sources are carefully selected and somewhat expected to be accurate, but there are too many sources, and user is expected to manually explore each data source. Third, and more challenging, user is left at her own devices to try to articulate the best search terms that may surface the answers to the user's poorly articulated question. After all, the user does not know what she does not know about the topic she's searching on. Some users, particularly in the corporate and institutional spaces, may go directly to the original sources of data. These users will have to, first, identify all the federal and state agencies that handle information related to pharmaceutical products, prescribers, and related information. Second, within each agency, identify the specific files of interest. A single government agency, for example the FDA, has literally dozens of files available for download related to pharmaceutical products. Third, user will have to work with their IT department to download all those files, load the data into a database, and then to create an easy-to-use mechanism to query the database. More tests. MediciNav implements a well-known concept in the reference library space, the reference interview. A reference interview is a conversation between a librarian and a library user, usually at a reference desk, in which the librarian responds to the user's initial explanation of his or her information need by first attempting to clarify that need and then by directing the user to appropriate information resources. Our goal is to quickly zoom in on what the user's real question is. The user herself may not be able to fully articulate her real information need at the onset. MediciNav uses built-in taxonomies and information structures to try to elucidate what the real question is. MediciNav presents user with its interpretation of the user's intent. For clarification, MediciNav also asks the user to specify the type of results the user is interested in. That is, does the user want to see information about clinical trials, or only adverse events, or the full label of a particular drug? The current search paradigm of "we found 8 million pages for you" is actually detrimental to the user's productivity. If user is only interested in chemical structure results, MediciNav narrows down the scope of the results presented to user. MediciNav displays the most relevant results based on a narrowly defined set of desired types of answers. User will be able to export individual result items to either Excel, Word, or PDF. MediciNavigator is an integrated system for users to easily search, navigate, and create reports from all open data sources covering medicines and drugs approved for use in the USA, the European Union, Mexico and Spain. MediciNav provides an integrated view of all approved pharmaceutical products, from clinical trial to marketing, down to the compound's chemical structure level, and up to the commercialization and prescription patterns of existing drugs as reported by Medicare and other U.S. federal government agencies. including payments and transfers of value between a drug's manufacturer and healthcare providers. MediciNav includes harmonized, cross-referenced data from multiple U.S. agencies, CMS, FDA, IRS, NLM, as well as European Union, Mexican and Spanish sources, and we use a new search paradigm to help users zoom into the most appropriate answer faster, to save users time clicking around. ChemID+, PubMed, Biomed Central, Hindoi, Adverse Events, Drugs at FDA, Structured, Clinical Trials, European Clinical, Facility Inspections, Approved Facilities, Spain, Mexico, and even more tests. Yes, more tests. The diagram is a graphical representation of how MediciNav assembles and connects disparate data sources from multiple agencies into an integrated, 360-degree view of each drug. This is the end, my friend.